You know what else? A product that maybe needed less as our generation ages. BUNCO dice.
Yes. BUNCO dice will be completely unnecessary.
Robbie, do you want to tell your BUNCO dice story?
Story? I don't know what you're talking about. It's not a story, Sarah. It's a goddamn epic that I live.
It's an experience.
It's an experience.
All right,
So
go ahead.
I haven't had them visit in like 2 weeks now, but
Oh, 2 weeks.
yeah, right. But every like other week.
Hold on, Robbie works at a game shop. Probably should be
Yeah, I
that
don't
clear.
work with old
Yeah,
people
that's
anymore.
where I got
They
this
decided.
from.
Yeah, they decided I shouldn't do that.
A bad idea.
Maybe it's because of all the shit I'm saying. I work at a game store. We sell all kinds of things that are game related. Although I had a kid that came in today and he's like, "There's no games here." He was looking for video games.
Oh.
First off, we do sell.
I was gonna say, you do sell video games.
Video games. And second off, fuck you, kid. Board games are great.
Rob, you already sound like an old
His
fogey.
dad was like, "They have board games," and he went, "I don't like board games." And all I thought was, "It is noon, and I'm not ready for your shit." That's all
Darn
I
it.
thought
Darn
to
it.
myself the entire time.
Oh gosh.
But obviously, one of the biggest things we sell is dice, as Alex mentioned. And we have this group of old ladies, and they are like, that's the best way to describe gaggle. Is what I would say. Probably a
Gaggle
gaggle.
old ladies.
Okay.
The most I've ever had in it once is 6. Generally, it's like 3.
Oh my gosh.
Which doesn't make sense because that's not enough people to play football.
Robbie, did you open the window?
Yes, I keep doing that with my fat baby arm.
Technical malfunction.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys. One
So let's
second.
begin again. Hey, welcome to
No, we don't need to go that way.
show.
Woo! Rewind.
Here,
Oh, great. Lost the spot.
I was trying to think of an intro song to something. I couldn't think of one. The joke is dead.
Joke is dead, Robbie. Let it die.
Beat it till it wakes up again.
Hey, nope.
So the
Copyright.
the old ladies come in, and we sell a ton of dice, and one of them 6-sided dice, which anyone who does any kind of role-playing game is just calling them D6s. So we call them D6s, but they're 6-sided dice, right? We sell them in big lots, and then we also have other polyhedral dice for other games. Well, they come in, and here's what's important, all right? The important thing is that they bring samples. You're going, Rob, that's a weird thing to bring up in the story. No. They come in and they go, "Do you have BUNCO dice?" And I'm like, first off, I don't know what that is. Second off, probably, what are BUNCO dice? And they're like, "BUNCO dice are like this." And they pull out a little 6-sided die. And I think, yeah, I have a table of those right in front of me because they're right where I sit. But I don't expect them to notice because they're old. So I show them the dice. They're all sold in sets of 12 or 24. Okay? That's a lot. Well, the 24 obviously are much smaller. It's 12. And they would look through it, and they each have different colored dice with different colored pips on them. Well, apparently, I just don't have just the right shade of any kind of dice for these people. And they keep asking, "But do you have BUNCO dice?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't know." Like, I'm looking at these dice, trying to figure out what makes them different, and there's nothing that makes them different. And so I show them the dice they have. I have dice with just numbers on them. I've got dice with just pips on them. And I also have loose dice, but they don't like the loose dice because they can't find enough in the right colors or the right whatever. And if I have any of the dice that are of a similar color, they're still not exact enough. And most of all, I go, well, you could just buy a new set of dice. How many dice do you need in BUNCO? And as we have discovered, you need 4. That's not a lot. I got 12. That's enough for multiple tables. You might be saying, how many tables are there in BUNCO? There's at least 3. It turns out Alex did some research. We're thoroughly educated.
It's true. I decided to look it up one afternoon because I was also interested in what it was.
And it turned out it's garbage. It's the worst game ever made.
Yeah, there's one table, it's the head table, and they determine how fast the round goes. Whenever they're done, everyone has to be done. But the other tables just keep going until the head table is done. And there's at least 3 tables, which means that there's supposed to be at least 12 people playing this all at the same time.
And they all share dice, which means you only need 4 dice. You only need 4 dice a table. It's like I'm like, perfect. I've got 24 dice. No, because each of these ladies have their own dice that they want to use, and if they were to buy a new set of dice, I was told they would go, but then I would have these dice, because I guess they each like have lost some. They each have like 3 or 2. They've lost some of the dice from the set. And so they're just like, but then I would only have these dice. And then these dice, I don't need 12 dice, I need 2 dice. And I'm like, all right. Well, I got 12, and you could have a whole new set. And they're like, then what would I do with these dice? I'm like, I don't know. Eat them, for Christ. Anyway. But, like, the thing is that if this was one interaction, you would go, wow, that's kind of funny. These crazy bunco ladies came in. They came in either every other week or every week over the span of 2 months. And it was on like the same day. It was like a Thursday or a Friday. And they would keep cutting. And I'm like, nothing has changed. My selection of dice is the same. I've got 12 or 24. I don't know what you want from me. And they would always ask the same question. I guarantee you they all forgot. They have collective dementia.
Collective dementia.
And slowly it drains out of their heads during their bunco days. They probably constantly show up to bunco. They're like, we don't have enough dice. Also, the dice don't all need to be the same for bunco. It doesn't matter what all the dice are.
You just need
Yeah.
D6s.
You use them like you do in
six-sided
Yahtzee.
dice.
Yeah, you use them like you do in Yahtzee. You just compare the results.
Yeah. So they,
The most like asinine bunco players I've ever heard. And then on top of it all, when Alex found out, we found it was a shit game. Not a good game. I don't want him to buy dice for me to play that horrible game. It's lame.
aren't there like special dinners you make out of it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the best part. The page that I found that told me all of the rules for this, and I just found this through Google search.
There's a WikiHow page, I think.
Also had suggestions on like what events to set up to play this. It's like we can do this around the holidays, or just hold a monthly bunco party. And it's like and around the holidays you can have it holiday themed. So you can have your Christmas bunco party or your Easter bunco party.
As you do.
And so it was just, and they each had, and because of that, it was like, so at these different times of the year, you could have different sorts of prizes to give people.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't, they're not like prizes that you would win normally, like, oh, it's like a tournament thing. No, it's just like prizes that you just give out for random accomplishments during the game.
Yeah, like who had the most same numbers.
Yeah.
Who came in last, they get a sad person prize.
Well, you tried.
Obviously, the winner gets a prize. They had that was the thing about the page. They thought it was like witty, like it tried to be coy, and its explanations. Like there was one, like it talked about the head table, and then it would mention. It said specifically and the third table is sometimes called the loser's table.
Yeah, you don't want to go there.
Yeah, like you can hear the typist snickering. As if they had made the funniest joke. No, you didn't.
I hope that page was actually like some young dude that went up to his grandma and went, "Hey grandma, can you explain how to play bunco?"
Can you explain your monthly bunco parties?
And that's what she wrote.
At which, I mean, to be honest, I would go do the dumb bunco party if everybody followed those rules, because the spread they suggest you give is like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to cook some nice stuff.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be a really
Big dinner, and I'm like, they want bunco to be an all-day event. Like,
yeah. They all suggest you have extras. So these are people that won't play with your regular group, but if somebody's missing, they can step in. So maybe somebody couldn't come that week, or perhaps someone died because you're all 80.
Because you're all so whenever Dorothy finally kicks it, you can be like, Gertrude, we've got a space.
You're in.
You're in. Bring the ham.
Freaking extras for a bunco game.
Yeah. It said basically they're already creating bunco drama. I didn't get invited to this month's bunco game. I can't believe them.
We're gonna make our own bunco
We're gonna
game.
start our own bunco party. It's gonna be twice as good.
Just want to give a round of applause for Robbie's old woman voice. I think it deserves a nice applause. Please clap. Yes.
Yeah.
He always has that twinge of the 20s male accent in it.
Yeah, the 20s. I'll tell you what. Wow, bully. It really does. I don't know why.
That's all right. You do better.
You know what that is? You said 20s, but literally all I'm thinking of is William F. Buckley.
I am too.
As I I showed them. I showed these to the. If you haven't, treat yourself and watch the interview of William F. Buckley and Gore Vidal. They're getting interviewed.
I'll put a link right here in my hand as Robbie explains.
Yeah, I believe it is. I could be wrong, but I believe it is for the Republican convention of that time.
Yeah, sounds right.
Of the year they were doing it. They're getting interviewed, and the interview goes on. William F. Buckley and Gore Vidal both very well spoken men, and so like they kind of they go on. Gore Vidal's being pretty dry and explaining like how we've gone to pure fascism and the world is over. And
I love the 60s.
But yeah, Buckley's explaining also very dry how he's being completely ridiculous. And in the middle of it, Gore Vidal starts calling Buckley a crypto-Nazi, casually, as one does. And Buckley loses his freaking mind. But he loses it in the most, like, way, while threatening to punch his teeth. And it's great. It's a great time. You gotta watch it, because they're on TV. And you can just hear the moderator after that, gentlemen, please. He, like, threatens to beat the man, and there's no even, like, they're just all like,
Man, gotta miss those kinds of debates. Now these days, we compare hand sizes.
Oh God, that was the thing that upset me the most. I was like, you know what? I don't think I agree with a lot of. I'm not well researched on William F. Buckley Jr. or Gore Vidal. I have had issues with things I've heard both have said.
Right.
Here's the thing, though. The debate they had in the time that I've watched it was still so much more measured and covered so much varying ground, even though it was still very extreme.
Yeah.
They said very extreme things, compared to just, I don't know, for instance, oh, look at these hands, huh? These hands are great. I got great hands. They're cute, don't even worry about it.
He's got a great brain.
I got a good brain.
But his hands are fine.
If you think you've got a good brain, leave a comment below.
Please do.
Yeah.
Because you probably do.
You probably do.
You probably do.
You could probably be president as well.
Probably.
Maybe you primarily consult with yourself. I mostly ask myself. But I'll give people.
I'll give people a chance. I'm not ready to talk about other people.
Yeah.
I have a good brain.
I don't know who we could possibly be talking about.
No
I
idea.
have no idea.
Leave a comment below if you have a guess. All right. Well, this has gone long enough. We're gonna have to split this up into multiple parts.
Woo!
Woo! Okay.
Awesome.
It's all
So
right.
it's part 1 and part 2. That's not even a joke. Why did I say it?
I don't know what yours going.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I'm back here just touching myself.
Robbie, no. That's weird. Stop. No, not my car.
Notice that Alex isn't phased because he's used to it.
It's true. I'm very used to it by now.
Yeah, he's been here too long. Look at how dark I get.
I know, right? Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, the light is also fading.
Yeah,
So
I know.
probably good
I'm
at that.
surprised the light's still okay in my face, because usually at this point, like, it's too dark for me.
It's
But
pale as the moon.
back in the old days, that was a sign of beauty.
That is true. And the fact that you're only slightly taller than a jackrabbit would have also been appealing.
Gonna smack you, Robbie. Gonna knock your teeth out.
I'll knock your goddamn teeth out, I will.
Gentlemen, please. All right, we're just gonna stop here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope something amazing happens to you.